Good morning, everyone. I really hope this is working. I had a weird notification right before I went live. Good morning, everyone. It is, oh my goodness, it's October 2nd. Holy cow. Happy October. Wednesday, 11 o'clock. This is my weekly live that I do right here in YouTube every week. If you're catching the replay, thank you so much for just taking time out of your day and hanging out with me for a little bit. If you're here live, welcome. Hold on. Okay, right before going live, I had like a full-on sneezing attack. So hopefully we're good to go. I'm super excited about this week's cards. I think I say that every week, but every week is pretty much accurate and a good description of how I feel. This week, though, I have to say is a little special, mostly because I'm using a favorite. So the Yuletide Village Stamp Set. Each week I like to focus on one specific product. I make a bunch of cards with it, and one of those cards I make right here in YouTube live with you. This is also a great space to answer questions. So as I'm going, if you have a question, if you need clarification about something, just let me know. Good morning, everyone. I see Joe's here, Maureen, Nancy, Aretha. Good morning, everyone. So Yuletide Village, it's in the mini catalog, no sentiment. So you're going to have to, oh, I just realized I never grabbed my sentiment for the Merry Christmas. And which stamp set did I pull it from? Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. Good morning from Puerto Rico. How exciting. Good morning, Maria. So love this set so much. Again, no sentiments. So you're going to have to pull a sentiment in from another set, but there's so many to choose from. And if you're a stamper and a crafter, odds are you have some sort of Christmas sentiment in your stash of goodies. So I'm sure you can find something to use. It reminds me of my dad. So I mentioned this over in Instagram the other day that growing up, my dad had a Christmas village. And he would pull it out, and every year he would add to it and get a new piece, and we'd set it up, and we had like the batting to be a snow, and we'd put the little light bulbs under the houses to make them light up. And this just reminds me of my dad. There were like skaters, and there was a little skating rink. Oh my goodness. And I could just remember this really fun village scene he would create, and I would be a part of it. And so this is a nod to my dad. He still has a Christmas village. It's a different one than the one I grew up with. But he just, it's like a shout out to my dad. Good morning, Noreen. Oh, your mom does the same. I think it's special when they kind of create. My dad just loved his Christmas village so much. I don't know why he got rid of that one and got a new one, but anywho. So I got to figure out what set I pulled that Merry Christmas from. I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I'll look. Did I mention? Oh, I bet I didn't mention it on my blog either. No, I know I didn't mention it on my blog. Okay, I'll figure it out. So this is today's card. Okay, let me give you a closer look. This is the Yuletide Village. Super cute. I love how you can use just this image, like one of these images by itself, all the images together to really create this really fun scene. You could even do like a shadow box. I couldn't think of the word, like a shadow box with all these different images and really go all out, or you can keep it clean and simple. Two of my cards this week have fussy cutting. Two of them don't, because I know not everybody is team fussy cutting. So today's card is fussy cut friendly. But obviously there's two other ones that don't. Do I have the set called Dear Santa? I would love to see cards made with it. I don't, Nancy. I didn't get that one. I'm sorry. Is that the one with the little kids? I think that's the one with the little kids, right? I think. I didn't get that one. Oh, Amy, you're the best. She says it's from Reindeer Fun. It is from Reindeer Fun. Amy, I owe you one. Thank you. I would have been flipping through and probably would have just settled on a different similar sentiment. So thank you. Amy, I owe you one. So this is today's card. Again, lots of fussy cutting. I love this little snow. I think it's meant to be snow, but honestly, you could use it as just like a background. I don't know, just have like lots of fun. I used all the images this week except for the lights. I kind of forgot about them, to be honest, and the little tree. And I did try and work that into one of the cards, and I just didn't like it. So we ended up nixing that one. You are, Amy. So this is today's card. Yesterday's card was a standalone, just using one of those images, the church image. No fussy cutting. And this is stamps, ink, paper. No embossing, no die cutting, No fancy anything. This is stamps, ink, and paper. And I think what elevates it and makes it extra super duper special is the little gold touches. So I matted on the gold foil. And then come on, that ribbon is gorgeous. It is unavailable right now. It is due back in a couple of weeks. So hold your horses. It's coming back and it's well worth the wait. So if you are someone that just starting out, or you need to make about bajillion Christmas cards and you can't make them with all the bells and whistles or whatever, this is a great option. Really great option. Tomorrow, I don't remember the order I put these in. I think this is, I don't remember which one's tomorrow and which one's Fridays. We'll call this one tomorrow's. So this uses the falling snow embossing folder. It's a background stamp, one of those really big background stamps. And just like this, I heat embossed it in white and use just the house image with the fence image. I don't know. That's a fence, right? Wall. I guess it's a wall. I guess it's a rock wall. Fence. No one heard that. I didn't say it. And then the tree. This is my second fussy cut card. Okay, so 2 fussy cuts. And then Fridays, or maybe this is tomorrow's, I don't know what it is. This is using the different images, but keeping them in a straight line, kind of letting them nestle into one another, using the snow image, the snow stamp, but not embossing it, just stamping it in blue. And no fussy cutting. So these 2 cards, guys, stamps, ink, paper, that's it. These are great, new stamper friendly, card class friendly cards. These are good if you need to make about a bajillion Christmas cards. If you're like me, friendly. These ones are a little more involved. I will say, of all the cards, the thing that takes the most time is the coloring. So none of them are necessarily like super quick and simple compared to my other sort of quick and simple. They're just simpler designs. The time consuming part is the coloring. So, okay. So I'm a huge fan. Love, 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 love. It is available right now still. Honestly, guys, you need it. I don't know what to say. It was one of those stamps that I have had from the very beginning. And I was like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. And I don't know what I was waiting for, but it was a favorite of mine. And I knew I wanted to take my time with it. And I finally broke it up this week. Thanks, Noreen. You put up a Christmas Village. How fun. I know, it kind of makes me in the mood to put one up. We don't have one. But now I kind of want one. Okay, here we go. I did do some things ahead of time because, like I said, the coloring is a little time consuming. I would heat emboss the snow with my Wow Tornasol powder. I don't know what that is, but that sounds fancy. Does anyone know the number for the snow stamp Jamie used? I can get it to you. It is number. Want me to write it in the chat? Let me write it in the chat. 164312 is falling snow. Falling snow. 164312. It's beautiful. Look at that gorgeousness. These cards are so classic. Make me feel all the older traditional Christmas times. I know, right? Makes me feel nostalgic. Okay, here we go. Card base. And I love blue and green. I love red and blue. Hold on, where's the card? So this card, okay, let's back up for a second. Rewind. I love traditional Christmas colors. I'm very much a red, green, and gold Christmas person. I love to decorate with red, green, and gold in my house. My Christmas is red, green, and gold. I love to paper craft red, green, and gold. See the theme? But I think a nice light blue also lends itself really nice to these colors. So I love this red, green, and blue mix. And then I really love the green and blue together also. I really, really do. There's not much red in this card, just a little bit on the bows, but that's about it. And so it's kind of shocking because I don't normally will bring in a non-traditional Christmas non-traditional color, but I really like those colors together. So this is shaded spruce, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I just realized, guys, I'm sorry, I'm a little scattered because I was scrambling to go live. I was scrambling. I thought I had more time this morning than I really did. So hold on. I don't even think I have my heat tool plugged in. I do. Would you look at that? I did it without knowing. So this does call for a little heat embossing. So I have a panel of balmy blue. This is 3 3/4 by 5, and then it's going to go on a silver, which is just 1/8 bigger. So 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. And I was debating on stamping the Merry Christmas and shaded spruce on the blue and then heat embossing the snow, or heat embossing all of it like I did. I was thinking about stamping the sentiment. While we're doing that, let me get the Merry Christmas on the block. I was thinking about stamping the sentiment just because I think it would make it pop a little bit more. Not that it doesn't pop. Maybe we'll try it on the back of the balmy blue or on a scrap balmy blue. Do I have scrap around here? I don't. Hold on. Let me get a scrap. Belgium, it's probably like the middle of the night, right? Let's try, because I'm like curious. What do you think? I'd love your opinion. Should we heat emboss the blue, the sentiment, or should we stamp it in shaded spruce? Let me see what it looks like stamped. Before we just go doing it, we might as well test it, right? Okay, so like let's imagine I think I like the white emboss better. Should we just do the white emboss? Let's just do the white emboss. I mean, this might dry a little different, but I don't. So no, we're gonna do. We're gonna stick with the original. Let me clean my stamp before I just cross-contaminate everywhere. Okay, so this is gonna take a little bit of a hot second. Okay, so my embossing powder, my embossing buddy, and I had my Versamark ink. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm a bit of a hot mess this morning. I really thought I had more time. Both are pretty, but white emboss looks so good. Okay, that's what I'm gonna go with. I thought maybe the shaded spruce may make it pop just a bit more, but I think the white lends itself to like the softness of the card. Robin says white. Okay, we're going to go with white. Yeah, you're right. I'm glad I tested it ahead of time as opposed to just like diving in. Unlike last week, who was here for last week's card? I was like, we're going to try this. And then I was like, oh, I don't really like this. Oops. Oh, well, lesson learned. Okay, so this is my white embossing powder. We're going to have to do this in stages. Oh my gosh, Jamie, I didn't get my snow out. Now, I love, hold on, nope, I need a bigger one. That, if you can see how it's an odd shape? I love that because you can kind of nestle it into itself as opposed to just going straight across. Does that make sense? It makes a little bit more random looking. You know what I mean? That makes sense. Okay, first things first, we're going to do the sentiment. Now, what I like to do is I usually wipe the embossing buddy on my hand or on some clothing or even just on I guess you can see it a little bit. See how like a clump, this is a newer one. I have an older one. See how that clump of powder came out? Well, I don't want that on my card because it'll actually lighten it. I want it just to relax. So embossing buddy, chill out. I just need a little bit. So I usually wipe it on my hand, wipe it on my pants, wipe it on some cardstock first or something. So let's do the sentiment first. Merry Christmas. Bottom left-hand corner. Okay. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Generously sprinkle and tap. Should I heat this? Let me heat this. And then we'll get working on the snow. I totally didn't want this stuff. Gotta get it now, Jamie. You guys are gonna make your husbands hate me. Someone else said that to me recently. She was like, Jamie made me. And I'm like, they're gonna be like, who's Jamie? And don't ever talk to her ever again. That's straight. That's straight enough. I don't know if it's terribly straight, but it's straight enough. Okay. Here we go. Now we do need to move somewhat quick but without being chaotic. There has to be a happy medium in between working quick and chaos. So I'm going to, and I'm only going to maybe go up. You'll see that I didn't do the snow all the way down. I don't know. I just like the way it looked that way. I think it makes the sentiment pop more, not doing the snow all the way down. So that's why I didn't do the snow all the way down, but you can certainly do it. And then I started in a corner and then I made my way down. Now I'm probably going to do about half of this, stop, sprinkle it with embossing powder, and then keep going. See how I'm turning my stamp around? This helps give that random look. Oh, there's like a spot up there and up here. Ah, it didn't come off. Oh, well. Okay, let me sprinkle this. I don't necessarily need a heat. Well, I probably will. Okay. I like where we're going. I see what we're getting. Let's heat this up. Does want to warp your paper, unfortunately. That's just the nature of the beast. So we'll load it up really well on the silver so it flattens. Oh. You don't have to overheat. Literally, as soon as it becomes shiny, you're good. You don't have to sit there and really go at it. A little bit will do. As soon as it turns to a nice shine, you're good to go. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep going. The inside bits, like there, are the trickier ones, but not impossible. It's like a puzzle. You just have to figure out how the pieces are going to work together. That one's a little low. Oh, Jamie, that was silly of me. Okay, we're going to call it quits there, and we're going to move quickly and get some powder on this sucker. Tap off any excess. Oh, I have a dead spot there. Hold on. Let me just nick it. Okay, how we doing? How are we doing? Sprinkle that. Okay, close this up. Close this up before I get blow powder everywhere and make a big old mess. Sometimes, hold on, I'm going to read while I'm heating. Oh, sometimes I feel like I forget about background and background techniques with other nice doing the work. Don't burn your fingers. Good. Is everything shiny? I think of, oh, hold on. Nope. Basically, I think like the science behind it is it melts the powder. The heat melts the powder, so it just becomes shiny. I would agree, Christina. I don't do backgrounds all too often, and apart from the plaid, which I love, can't stop using, and the falling snow, I haven't bought a background stamp in a long time. So I'm right there with you, but I love these. These are so fun. And I think they're so complementary to one another, and they're next to each other in the catalog, which I didn't show you, but if you're looking for it in the catalog, did I pass it? No, I didn't. So see, here's the Yuletide Village, and there's the falling snow. They're next to each other, and I think they're so complementary. Page 56, if you're looking for it in your catalog, mini catalog. Okay. You'll see the heat kind of warped my paper. Not too bad, because I really tried to hold the paper flat and so it wouldn't warp too bad. But I am going to load this up with adhesive nonetheless, just to make it flatten out. Again, the silver is 1/8 bigger, so 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then this is going to go on our card base, which I it somewhere. Where did I put the card base? Oh, my word. Oh, here it is. Found it. Do you guys ever, like in your families have, for example, I'll just tell you where my brain was going. So when my oldest was like a baby, I don't know why, whenever she couldn't find something and then she'd find it, she'd go, I find it. And she would say just like that, I find it. And to this day, if I can't find something and then I find it, I'm like, I find it. I almost said it, but not that you'd be like, wow, her English is really bad. Okay. We're getting there, right? We've kind of created this wonderful base. And honestly, you can go from there. I think it would be really cute to use the reindeer. Speaking of reindeer, like how cute would the reindeer look on that? Or if you didn't want to use this, you could use the snowflake one with the reindeer. Really cute. Is falling snow a new stamp or was it in the last year's holiday? It is new. It is brand spanking new. I really hope it carries over. It's one of those things like, please Stampin' Up. Please don't take it away. Right there. It's a brand new one in the catalog. This is shown at 45%, but it's big. It's a full size. It's big, chunky, beautiful, glorious. Brand new. Well, not brand new. It's been around since the new mini catalog. Okay. So ahead of time, I did some stamping and my plan was to cut these out, but I ran out of time. So we're just going to imagine I cut them out. I'll have to do that in a second. But I am going to do the other two houses. So you'll see we have a standalone tree, which is super cute. I stamped that twice. So I'm going to do the house, right? Yes. And then I'm going to do the other house. Yep, you're welcome. And I'm leaving them sort of close to the bottom of my paper because I left a little bit of, how would you call that? A little extra? I don't know how to describe it. Like a little bottom, I didn't cut right up to the snow line. I let there be a little snow showing. I don't know. Words are challenging. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to color these in. I'm hopefully not going to take too long, but like I said, the coloring was what took the longest. That's why I was trying to do some of them ahead of time. The church by far was the longest because there's just a lot of details. And as you can see, I mostly used the fine tip. Well, first of all, my brush tip is struggling right now. I think. Let's try it again now that I have a bigger space. Yeah, well, it's not terrible, but it is struggling. So I had to color most of this in, and I will color most of this in with the fine tip. So that also contributed to it taking just a hot second. So this is crumb cake. I went with neutral houses and then let the blue and green just sort of pop. Doop, doop, boop, boop. Would normally probably be taking a little bit more time, but for the sake of not having you sit here watch me color for 20 bajillion minutes, I will try and work faster. So this is crumb cake light, and then hold on, give them hot. The shepherd stamp will be one of my Happy Mail arriving soon. Yay! Ours is I do it mine own self. Oh, that's so funny. Hold on, I'm going to finish reading in a second. I just want to get these on. So if you're blending your two colors, you want to work while the ink is still wet. They will blend while they're still wet. When my daughter was little, she was Miss Independent and got upset if we did it for her. We all say that when we want to do it by ourselves. Isn't it funny how things like that just kind of stick? And then my youngest, she would always say library. And so, yeah, same thing. To this day, we all go, not that we say the word often, but if we have to say the word, we're going to go to the library today. The little kidisms, right, that we say. So this is pumpkin pie. I wanted a little bit of a contrast. Sorry, I'm like majorly concentrating here because these are very, that's the other thing I think that reason, oh, and I have my hand shaking. A little bit of a shake in my, that's not what I want to say. The other reason why it took so long to color is because they're so small, like the images, like you really have to concentrate to stay in the lines, or at least I did. Okay, so that house is done. The second house I actually used our ivory. It's got a hint of pink in it. It almost, I had to double check to make sure I didn't accidentally use petal pink, the light petal pink, but nope, this is ivory, but it's a great other neutral to pull in. If you have ivory, and actually in my sample card, I colored the church in with the bronze, the bronze color. Zoop, zoop. So you can always use those. They're not necessarily intended, you know, to be used like this, but you absolutely can. Oops, did I just go out of the lines? I did a little bit. Oopsies. Okay, I'm going to use pecan pie again for the door, the roof, and the shutters. See how tiny that is? Like you really have to concentrate to stay in them. At least I do. And then the awning or roof, I don't know what is what. So we're just going to say the top of the house and the chimney. Okay. Am I all colored in? Okay. So what I like to do, obviously snow is white, or we hope snow is white. But in an effort to not just have blank white, I take, this happens to be the light gray granite, but you can also use the light smoky slate. And I just go along the lines to create an ever so slight shadow, contrast, color. It makes it less flat. It makes it a little bit more like, oops, it's not just I forgot to color it. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just a nice little and I didn't for this one, but for this card, you can add just a little bit of yellow in the light in the windows also, if you want to add like the lights are on. I didn't. Okay, am I forgetting? Oh, the bow. I was forgetting something. The bow. So this is dark real red, and all I'm doing is dotting because my gosh, guys, this is so teeny tiny. Okay, here we go. Now, sorry, I have a pair of scissors that are my favorite to fussy cut with. No, those aren't them. Must be these ones. Ones are like a little, like these are harder to open close. These ones are easier. So we'll go with these. Okay. I'm sorry. I had every intention of cutting those out ahead of time so you wouldn't have to watch me fussy cut so much. So I will try to go fast without cutting off a chimney or something else. So I'm going to fussy cut these out. I always like to leave a little bit of about 1/8 of an inch maybe around whatever I'm cutting. This way, if I accidentally go too far in or too far out, I'm not literally cutting off the chimney or a tree branch. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. I may cut the bottom a bit more. We're going to start there. These are pretty simple images. It's not like flowers where you're dealing with leaves and I mean, I'm following the house line, but if you struggle with fussy cutting, you could just cut a square around it or not cut around the details so much. Just make it a little bit boxier. It would totally work. And when in doubt, you got to practice. I look at some of my things that I fussy cut early on. And I was like, ooh, I could have done better. But practice makes, not perfect. Practice makes better. Let's put it that way. Okay. Our daughter, when she was about 2, would always say, that's an idea. That's funny. Isn't it funny how those things stick? They really do. They just become part of the family inside joke, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to cut this out down. It's way too big. And anybody else that would hear you say that would be like, what is she talking about? Does she not know how to say that right? Okay. Almost there, guys. I promise. Although I am going to fix that steeple. That's going to bother me. This is the hardest part of fussy cutting, down in here. So if you don't like fussy cutting, just go straight. I'm going to do it because I'm extra like that and crazy. But you can just go straight across and you don't have to go down in around the tree. Whoops, oops, see, I almost went a little, okay, I'm just going to fix the steeple. It's a little too pointy. I want to round that edge just a little bit. Okay, perfect. And then my trees, 2 trees. If I had stacked them somehow, some way, I could cut them at the same time. But I didn't. It's so much easier to cut it down. You see, I keep doing that, just cutting it down. When you're fussy cutting, less is more. Less, a tighter piece to work around is so much easier than all this excess cardstock that you might have from stamping on a big piece. Okay, last one. Cut that off. Okay, while I'm doing this, I might as well just talk. So just a reminder, there's a starter kit special going on right now. You get an extra, do the math, Jamie, do the math, an extra $30 in a starter kit in the month of October. So you pay $99 and you pick out $155 that you'd like in product. There's also a kits collection sale going on right now. And I'm sure there's other things I'm forgetting, but I'm done cutting, so we'll stop. Those are like your ads, your commercials in the middle of a program. Okay, so I just want to look because I want to trim some of these bottoms down. Like I want to trim that one a little bit and maybe this one also. And I want a straight edge, so I'm going to bring in my trimmer. I am not going to eyeball this. As much as I can fussy cut something normal, I cannot fussy cut a straight line to save my life. Okay, so that's that. And this one too. I just want to give it a bit of a haircut. Ay, ay, ay. Hold on, my finger's in the way. How do those look? Do those look? Where'd my church go? Okay, I think we're better. I like them a little bit more cut down. Okay, here we go. Fun time. Where's my card? Found my card. I'm confused. Did you use the falling snow on this card? I thought you just used the snowflake that comes with the stamp set. I did, Nancy. I used the stamps, the snow that comes with the stamp set. This right here. The falling snow I used on this card. Okay, so see the difference? This one actually has, like, those are snowflakes. I don't know. It's blurry. Why is it blurry? See how those are actual snowflakes? These are just like dots, circles. So I use the Yuletide Village, but the falling snow is very complimentary and I think it's beautiful. Also, I didn't want to use the falling snow because, well, I wanted to, but the problem is with the falling snow is that if you're doing a landscape card, unless you cut this piece down, it's too wide. I originally was going to, but you can see how this isn't wide enough for it. And I didn't really want to cut it down because I wanted my village nice and spread out. So that's the only thing about the falling snow, that if you want to use it, you either have to, if you want to use a bigger piece of it, you're going to have to go vertical, or if you're going for like horizontal, you got to trim your piece down. And I didn't want to do that. So I ended up just using this, which worked out fine. I'm not going to glue anything down yet. I want to get placement in a feel for where everything's going to go. Like there maybe. Although I got to leave room. You know what? That's got to go over more because of the tree. I don't want the tree hanging off the card. That's the one thing is I like my cards to be practical and I like to be able to put them in normal envelopes. Do I have one already started? If I do, I don't know where oh, I do. Let's use this one. So I like them to be, while I like the look of things kind of hanging off, I also just like to be able to put it in a normal envelope and not have to worry about hand delivering or paying extra postage to put it in a special envelope. So I do want to make sure everything sort of fits. So this guy I'm going to pull off. And then this guy I'm going to leave on so I get an idea. Like there. Okay. And then dimensionals are just going to go kind of on the left because it's going to overlap that house and I don't want it to sit wonky. Right. Where's my tree? Okay. And then my tree, I'm going to use minis and put 2 again on the left so it doesn't lay weird. And overlap my house a smidge. Oh, this is so stinking cute, guys. I'm sorry. Sometimes you make something and you're like, that is stinking cute. I must have gone a little bit lower because my church isn't as low, but that's okay. It is what it is. I don't think I can pull any of this. Oh, I guess I could pull it up. Do I dare? Okay, I'm daring. Do I dare as I go and do it? Hold on. We are doing card surgery. I want it up just a little bit because I want the church a little bit lower. So, but now that's a bit too high. Guys, hold on. Bear with me. I'll get this. I promise. Maybe I should have started with the church image first. Okay, that's better. We'll go there. We're good. If you're ripping things off your card, like I just did, don't rip up. You rip up and you risk tearing, you risk warping the paper. Pull out. So like parallel, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like pull parallel to the cardstock and not up. You know what I mean? And you're less likely to run into issues. Less likely. I didn't say you won't run into issues. You're less likely. Let's just let's put a little disclaimer there. Okay, pull your backings. Oh, don't do that. That's a very bad idea. Okay, that's better. Except I have a dimensional there. And then, okay, here's another tip because I'm just going to tell you all the things I do wrong and then fix it. If you put a dimensional on and you're like, oh, shoot, that's in the wrong spot, or, oh, I got to take it off like mine is, you're just going to kind of like roll it and it comes right off. And then it gets stuck to your finger. And then gets stuck to your paper. Okay. There was a dimensional right here, so it was just not in the right spot. Is this enough room for my tree? Yes, it is. Okay, where's my mini? I'm going to put a mini right above the church for this one. Like, I want to hang it off, but I want it inside the card. There we go. Ta-da! Did I do an inside? No, I didn't do an inside for that one. Not yet. Ta-da! What do you think? So cute, right? So, Yuletide Village. You can go all out and do the whole fussy cutting thing and really create a village. You can create a village and not have to do any fussy cutting. Option B. You can just keep it really clean and simple with just one image, stamps, ink, and paper. And you can go one image but fussy cut for the most part. Well, no, this is stamps, ink, and paper, fussy cutting, embossing, really just being really sweet. This is a cozy card. This card makes me just feel cozy and warm and wants like to sit next to a fireplace with a cup of hot chocolate or something like that, listening to Christmas music, right? I mean, they have feelings. I feel like they have emotions tied to them. Okay, so Yuletide Village. Oops. Thank you, Christina. I accidentally hit yours instead of mine. JamieB.com. You can go ahead and shop over there right now. This is a good one. It's super cute. I think you can do a lot. You can do a little and everything else in between. And I think it's just a must-have. For me, it was. I'm so glad you liked them, Maria. Thank you so much. So be sure to check it out. Lots going on right now in the Stampin' Up world. If you have any questions, let me know. That JamieB.com is my catch-all link. You can follow me on social media. You can sign up for my weekly email. You can head to my blog, just about everything. Get the starter kit over there. So be sure to head to JamieB.com if you have any questions. If I can serve you in any way, please let me know. And that's a wrap for today. I will be back same time, same place next week, and I hope to see you then. Have a great week stamping, everyone. Bye-bye.